Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. I am just getting settled in and waiting for you. So come on in and say hi. Um, yeah, let me just perfect. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Just getting in here and waiting for everyone. Hey, good morning, Kelly. Yay, you made it. Goodness. Good morning. Goodness morning. Good morning. So glad you're here, you guys. Nothing better than having a coffee and chatting about growing our income, making our money. Hey, Patty. Hi. So good to see you guys. I'm so glad you're here. So how is it going for you? Gosh, is the sun ever going to come out around here? I don't know. We have had frosty mornings for a long time here, it seems like, but it's been pretty anyways. Okay, I am super excited to bring this information through for you. I'm just making sure everything's good here. Fun times, yeah, fun times. Well, it is March, so hope is coming. We're going to get some sunshine yet, I'm sure. Mm. All right, so I am. I'm not seeing that there's a lot of people here yet, and I do want to. I know there was quite a few that said they were coming. So, yeah, the frost is gorgeous on the trees. It is absolutely gorgeous. And when we have those sunsets and sunrises through the frosty trees, it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Okay. Well, you guys, welcome. Welcome into our morning chat. I have my coffee and there's so much I want to say. So I want to get started right away because there's so much that I want to tell you and share with you. Yeah, it looks like a postcard out there. Absolutely does. I actually took a picture of our trees out front. We've got a beautiful row of pine trees with all the snow on it, and I was showing it to John, and he was like, "That looks like a postcard." I'm like, "Maybe we should have it for our Christmas card next year." Of course, the artist in me is always like, "No, I need to paint it." Okay, so welcome everyone. If there are new people here, hello, my name is Janice, and I am, oh my gosh, what am I? It seems like it keeps growing and expanding every day. You guys, the energy is changing and shifting like hourly. Anyways, I am a artist, a writer, a teacher, a spiritual mindset coach. I help you access your empowerment from within you so that you become the artist of your life. That is what it is. And I work with spirit. I do channel through messages, and that in itself has been like, oh my gosh, I'm channeling so much more every day. It seems like new stuff is coming through. So, um, so my intention today is to help you see that there is a direct correlation between your feelings of worthiness and the abundance you're experiencing in your life, or the lack of abundance, if you may say. But I like to look at the positive side. Before I start, there's two things I want to say. One is, let me just turn that music down a bit. I want to recognize that there's a lot of fears in the world right now, that I want to recognize and send love to all the people in Europe, not just Ukraine and Russia, but all of the surrounding European countries that are are looking and experiencing a very old energy pattern. And I believe that there's a reason why this energy is coming up. And I'm sending so much love and prayers, we all are, to them because they are the ones immersed in it right now. And a lot of times it can feel like, well, who am I to come on and start talking about all these wonderful positive things you can do to create the life of your dreams? when this is going on in the world. And I know that that is something that kind of I went through, a week ago or so, a little over a week ago. I started really thinking about this and going, oh my gosh, who am I to come on and promote my programs? And we talked about this. I'm going to give you a little glimpse into When Women Gather, because we talked about it in there on Wednesday night, about the fact that this is exactly the time when you need to shine your gifts and 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 send it out to the world and let the world know how you can help and support. This is not the time to shrink your light. And that is kind of what we do. A lot of us are in business, in what I call the 5D business, not mattering what it is, but we know we are here to serve. And we are wanting to create a business that not only brings us an income that is of our desired income, but also serves in the world. And we often find that in that moment of trauma going on in the world or around us, we feel the guilt or shame come up around, who am I to do this? Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this when there's people suffering. And yet, that's the exact mentality of when you're being bullied and you shrink back. Remember, the light is stronger than the dark. The light can get brighter and brighter and brighter. The darkness can only get so dark, pitch black, and then you light a candle and it brings light into the room and you can see everything. Your light is needed in the world. You are needed in the world. Now is the time to get that business going, to shine that light, to promote what it is that you are doing. Now is the time. Money is an exchange of energy, yes, but that is needed for you in order for you to keep going in your business, in whatever it is you're offering. And the only people that feel guilty around that really are the ones that are in business for themselves. When I go into the classroom and I teach about what's going on in the world and I counsel and coach the kids, I am bringing my light through and I'm not feeling guilty for getting paid for that, right? So I want you to, if you have something to give it to serve in the world, now is the time to get going to launch it, okay? Now is the time our light is needed to counterbalance the darkness. We are here to bring the light in. Okay. Now, the second thing that I want to chat about is I have so many women that I work with who are very quiet, and I respect that. I respect that. They're not real confident about putting out there in the group as to what is happening in their life. Changes are happening. I get emails every week with images that they've created, paintings that they've created. These women maybe have never painted before they met me, and now they are channeling through stuff, through their artwork, through their journaling. Their lives are changing and shifting. And I want to say, if you have things happening in your life, you are shifting. Maybe it's exciting, maybe it's scary. This is a safe place for you, and you can reach out to me because there is so many new frequency codes coming through for us as people who are open to learning more, self-awareness, learning more about who you are, what you're here to do, being open to the idea that, hey, there's more to this world. There's something more to me, and I want to learn more about that. The floodgates are open, truly open, and the new frequencies that are coming through can be very startling for people. So I want you to know that you have me here to reach out to, send me a private message. Um, a lot of times the people around us in our family don't understand when we start telling them about, oh my gosh, I just had this dream. Like the last couple nights, I've been dreaming about my ancestors. And I know that this is important, that this is a big message coming through. But not always the people around me get it. And so we here in Soulfully Aligned Women, that's what we get. We get that there is more to this world, right? So feel free to come forward, reach out. All right. Now, we're going to talk today about this. Um, I'm just making sure I've got, yes, all good. Okay. So the thing about manifesting in your life, and I've always known and thought clear intentions, right? Um, Getting crystal clear on what you want, believing in yourself, and taking aligned, guided action is what brings through your manifestations. And I've had evidence in my life that yes, this is true. These aspects are super important. And they're all part of the manifesting process, right? But there's times when it doesn't work. We get really super clear. We know what we want. We start to take the inspired action. We try and believe in ourselves, and it doesn't always work. And so I was thinking, what's missing? What am I missing? And I went back and I was reflecting, and I also then started to channel through some new information, which was pretty cool. So I saw a thread that runs through all of these aspects of manifesting, of getting clear, of believing you can have it, of taking aligned action. And it is the feeling of being worthy of the dream. And I've noticed that I have felt worthy intermittently, right? Um, but what my guides have been telling me, and they keep telling me over and over, is that worthiness is always there. It always was there. It's something that we align with, that feeling of worthiness, right? It's already within us. My guides keep saying it's not something that you have to achieve to, it's not something that you have to strive for. It is already there. All that we're desiring is already within us. It's not outside of us, it's already here. We are already the wealthy woman. It's already in ourselves, and it's a frequency that we learn to align with. Our job is to learn how to align with it and then remove all the blocks in the way, right? So when we get clear on our dreams and we begin to take action, when we begin to take steps towards it. For example, let's say we decide that we want to become a practitioner, maybe an energy practitioner of some kind. And we find out about programs that are available. We register for the new education or the programs. Everything is lining up. We have crystal clear intentions. We know where we're going and we feel pretty good about it. It's like, yeah, I can learn about this stuff, right? I'm going to learn about it. I'm going to get going. So we get educated and we're moving forward with our dream and it really feels good. And we feel strong because we have that clear direction, right? And you'll notice whenever you do that, whenever you first start a program or an education or everything moves forward, like there's a jump start, right? Another example um, is the moment that you decide enough is enough. It's like, no way, I deserve better than this in my life. I am so done with this. I am going to change my life. And you take action, right? You make a job change. You throw the guy out. You get clear boundaries. You get clarity around what you want, right? And everything lines up and jumps forward. Everything starts to move forward and manifest for you, right? I'm sure you've all experienced that. I experienced it the moment I wrote my book. The moment I decided that I could figure it out standing in my kitchen with a tea towel in my hand, as I was washing the dishes, hemming and hawing about, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know anything about this. And then the moment I said, you know what? I can figure it out step by step. I can figure it out. And then whoosh, floodgates opened up and I channeled everything from my book like in one day. I sat down at my counter and I wrote until that was in the morning, like 9 in the morning, and then 5 in the afternoon. My husband came home and I looked up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 5 o'clock already, right? Like it just whoosh, everything came forward. All the channeling came through, the inspiration came through, the co-creating came through, all of it. So think about those times in your life when you have done that, when you have said, okay, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. And you get clarity and excitement and you move forward. Each of those examples happened when we got clear, right, on what we wanted. But it also stepped, we stepped into a stronger sense of self-worth. The things that go through your mind in that moment are, I can do it. I can figure this out. I'm going to go for better in my life. I want more, right? I deserve better. All those phrases that come into your mind in that moment are you accessing that frequency of self-worth, right? That's why you get new inspirations in those moments. That's why guidance comes in, synchronicities, coincidences, the right people come in and everything starts to line up, right? So your frequency is at the level that allows the power of the universe to come in and co-create with you. But then as we go along, as we keep moving forward, life happens. Fears and doubts start to get in the way and they creep in and it maybe gets a little bit hard or maybe you've got to step out of your comfort zone to do something, especially if you finished your education and now it's time for you to start your business, stepping into the arena of life, right? Now you've got to go out there and actually get the job or promote your business. And your ego will tell you, it'll tell you, no, 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 no. You need another course. Look at that shiny course over there. That's what you need, right? You need that course and then you'll feel ready. Then you'll be ready, right? Getting more education, being open to learning and growing is super important. But I want you to take a look at those moments and really think about, is this a stall tactic, right? Is the fear of getting out there blocking you? Because it's easy to be in that receiving the learning stage, and it takes a lot more self-worth to step out into the arena, right? Your self-worth dips at that time. It's not that your vision had, like, you still know what you want, right? You're still clear on what you want. You're still intending to do it, but the worth there dips, right? You begin to doubt yourself. So if you're in business or you're going into business, the key to learning how to work, the key is learning how to work with your self-worth, learning when to recognize when it's dipping down and how to bring it back up, right? So the question is like, how do I keep my self-worth high? That could take forever, right? I don't know how to do that. I keep trying and I keep falling back, right? And how is my self-worth connected to my money? Because I need more money. If I had more money, I'd feel more worthy, right? But that money gets diverted or the flow goes in a different direction. So feeling worthy of money is a frequency in itself. It is aligning to that cosmic creative life force that is within you. It's an energetic exchange in business, but we tend to attach our worth to the money instead of to the service that we're doing and how it's creating change out there. So you truly need to get really, really clear and fall completely in love with what you are offering in order to keep going. Like, get really clear on that. It has taken me a while because I I look to the results, right, from the women that are in my programs, and they're getting really amazing results. But for some reason, that's still not giving me that feeling of self-worth, of the worthiness of my programs. And till I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I know these programs are creating massive shifts for women. They they're doing so much good, right? And it's not about the money, it's about what's being served. So, anyways, here's an exercise for you. I want you to take a minute to add up all the money that you have made in the last month and include your partners if you have a shared account. Okay? So, take a minute and just think about that and jot that down on a piece of paper. And I'm just going to use some figures here. So let's say you made $5,000, just pulling a number out of the air. Okay. Now, how much is your desired monthly income? How much would feel really good for you to be making that would be more than enough? What is the monthly income that you want to make? Maybe it's $10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000. Maybe you've got really big dreams, right? But let's say it's 20,000. You're making 5,000, you want to make 20,000. If I could make $20,000, oh my gosh, I could pay my bills. I'd have extra to share with the people I love. I could expand my business. I could really serve in my business. I could, put some savings away. I could do some investing. I could do some donating. Like, wow, if I had that amount of money, that would be really good. Now, for some of us, that's not the right amount of money. So choose your own. Feel free to choose the amount of money that would feel really good for you. Okay. Now, the first thing I want you to look at what you're making now and what you want to make. You are already on your way. I want you to stop looking at that gap and look at how far you've come. You're not down at the bottom. Okay. You've actually started the journey. You're on the path to making that. Keeping in mind that desired income is already in your cells. It is in your heart. It is absolutely there for you. If that's your desire, then that's an option for you, okay? So celebrate. Like in this case, 5,000 on the way to 20,000, you're 25% of the way up, right? And think about what got you from zero to there, right? Celebrate it. That's important. That's a very important step, okay? See yourself as moving towards it. Okay, now I want you to look back at your past month and really think about this for a minute. How were your feelings of worthiness over the past month? In general, how were your feelings of worthiness? What was your average feeling? Like, were they really strong? I'm guessing not, because if they were really strong, you're probably already making your desired income. And let me tell you, when you get to the desired income, then you actually will have your next level coming in. I love the idea of celebrating where I am in the process. Yes, you are. Absolutely. And that's something I've learned over the past year. Celebrate where you are. Don't compare yourself to other people. Look at how far you have come. Why would you do actually what you can do too is add up all the money you have made in your entire life. Ever since you started working. This is kind of, I'm straying off of where I was going a little bit, but sorry, my husband's just coming back from the store. So my guard dog, who's like really little, thinks he's protecting me. Okay, so if you add up all the money that you've made over your entire lifetime and your partner's, you're going to find that's the actual frequency that you've that you've already coded to, the money frequency. I sat down and I added it up for me and my husband. We're over $5 million. That energetic frequency of that amount of money is already coded for us. We're already there because we've done it. But we spend so much time thinking about, yeah, but I got nothing to show for it, or no, 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 we got not enough, and blah, 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 blah. We need to start looking at how far we've come, what we've already accomplished, right? Okay, so your feelings of self-worth, are they are they really strong, right? Were they good? Were they low? Were they all over the place? Right? And what I have found working in my own life and with other women is that my feelings of self-worth are all over the place. Some days it's really great. Other days it's like, need to work on that, right? Holding a frequency for a certain amount of time is required in order for you to actually bring that into manifestation. So when your self-worth is up and down and all over the place, it's hard for the manifestation to come through. It's our work to hold that frequency, right? Yeah, right? All over the place, especially with what is going on in the world, because it brings in all these fears and these doubts and these worries. And I mean, oh my gosh, I'm in an online business. And what if this war disrupts all of that? Like, these are all the things that kind of come in, right? So it's really important that we pay attention to our thoughts, obviously, but our our frequency is dipping. It keeps dipping down every time those fears come in. And what we want to do is learn how to bring up that frequency of self-worth and keep it up. And notice when something else is interfering, right? So feel into your body for the amount that you want, the desired amount that you want to be making in the month. Do you feel right now in this moment that you are worthy of that desired amount? Do you feel that it is accessible to you? Be honest, right? Because you're only fooling yourself if you're trying to convince yourself. There was so long I was thinking, yes, I feel worthy of it. I feel like I deserve this. It's like, but no, there were other things going on underneath, right? We're going to talk about that in a minute. But do you feel like that amount is possible for you? You're going to notice thoughts coming up like, well, yeah, but I don't know how. How could it possibly happen, right? I want it, but right now it doesn't look like that's even possible. So there may even be fears of what happens if I get it, right? Um, I want you to set those fears aside for a minute, okay? And just focus on this feeling, right? I want you to imagine that you've already achieved it, that you already have it. It's the end of the month and you're like, oh my gosh, I did it, right? I did it. I feel worthy but not accessible. Yes, self-worth allows us to know we deserve it. Don't allow age to let you think it's too late. Yes, right? That's totally. Set the fears aside for a minute. We'll deal with them in a few minutes. Just put them aside and just imagine it's already done. How does that feel? It's like winning the lottery feeling, right? Right? What kind of feelings come up for you? Put them in the chat. What kind of feelings, if you did it, if you already did it, what would you be feeling? So, well, I'll let you put those in the chat. There's a couple things that might come up for you. Okay. The fears, if a fear comes up, kind of scary, Carla. Exactly. Kind of scary, happy and scary. The scary part shows you where you need to do your work, right? One thing that you could do if it's like hard for you to tap into that feeling, maybe go down a number. Maybe you're stretching too far. Like if I said, oh, yes, I want to make $1 million a month, that does not feel accessible to me right now, right? It feels like maybe, I don't know. That's even hard to imagine in the future for me, but it has to feel good. Okay. So if I bring it down to a level that's like, yeah, it's more than what I'm making, but it's not so far up that I don't feel like it's even possible or believable. Okay. So if it's a number like $20,000 or $10,000 or 5,000 might be your number, it doesn't matter. What is the number that feels like, okay, that would feel really good, right? And that's believable. It's believable. I don't know how, but it's believable, right? If you feel like it's not enough, I'd be scared because it would run out, then you need to take your number up a bit, okay? So feel into that next number. If you're at 5,000, you feel like, yeah, but the next month I'm going to be struggling again. It's like, no, make it 10,000, right? And see how that feels. Or 12,000, right? Feel those numbers. And your job then is to get into that frequency. You have to be in that frequency of like, okay, that would be really fun. Like it just makes you want to laugh and giggle and it feels exciting and it feels like, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun, right? That would feel so freeing. I can't wait. And you get the feeling of like, okay, now it just keeps getting better and better and better. Yes, you feeling like you can do it for 1 month, but not the next. That feeling of scarcity is coming up, right? That is absolutely where your work is in that scarcity. There's not enough. And that's because you're worrying about how would I do it? How would I do it? So, yeah. So, I feel like I need to tell you this. I had a dream the other night of John's father, who I never met. He passed away before I met John, which was when John was like 16. I think he lost both his parents. Um, so I had this dream that we had on Facebook a video came up of him sitting in the pub with his buddies and he was singing a ditty, like a little song. And then and then we realized that Eric Clapton, musician, had created a song from that. And we thought, okay, well, we needed to bring this to this awareness of whoever, the people that take care of plagiarism or whatever. So we did, we took the video in, showed it to this person, lawyer or whatever this person was, and this person was like, oh, and it wasn't just him that had created the music. There was another woman that had that had used the song also. And she handed me a check and I opened it up and it was for $107 million. And I like my mouth dropped and I looked at her and she said, "Oh, that's just the beginning. Like there he made billions off of this." Right? And I knew I was going to be we were sharing this with John's siblings and I was just like, "Oh, like where that number came from, I don't know." But I instantly felt that feeling of there's more coming. This is not all there is. There's more coming, right? And when you feel that, it's a whole frequency in itself. So it was interesting to have that dream. And anyway, so your job is to stay resonating in that frequency as much as you can. So keep stopping. Start your day off where you tap into that feeling of there's more, there's hope, there's excitement coming. Imagine if I had that amount of money at the end of each month, right? Stay in that frequency because then you are bringing your frequency up. It's you're tapping into that frequency that is already in you. Remember that. It is already there. It's not outside of you. It's not something that you have to try and grow into or achieve to. It is already in here. If you can feel it, it is there. So the work that we're doing in the I Am a Wealthy Woman program is to identify and pluck out of the way all of the things on the road that are disrupting you on your path, that are between you, so your income here and where you want to be. What is in the way? What is the clogging up, blocking the path, right? We're recognizing that you're already there. You're already a wealthy woman. It's already in you, but there's stuff in the way. And we're just going to pluck them out, get rid of them. Pluck, 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 right? We're already worthy. It's the roadblocks in the way that need removing. Now, some of these aren't even yours to begin with, okay? Old ancestral patterns. This is coming up strong. And that's one of the reasons why I dreamt of John's father. And the next night, I dreamt of my mother and my grandmother. We were in a room. Now, both of them have passed away a long time ago. And we were in the living room, and I started to tell my grandmother how much I remember sitting in the chair in her living room and rubbing my hand on the fabric of this chair, right? Good morning. Thanks for the love. Rubbing my hand on the fabric of this chair, and it was like a fabric that was it had texture to it, right? So I would rub my hand on this, and then I turned to my mom and I said, I remember rubbing my hand on your bedspread, same thing, and it would make my hand feel funny and warm. And the next morning when I got up and I started thinking about that, it's like, oh, my feminine, my maternal side patterns. Yeah, there's some work there, right? Those patterns are what created the feeling. And that's important for me to work through. So old ancestral patterns, there is a rise of energy to remove this right now. Not coincidentally, old patterns of war are playing out in Europe. That is such an old energy. That is an old energy that needs to be broken, that needs to be removed and cleared. And we are all being called to do this work ourselves individually because that's where the work is, each of us individually. And as we remove these old ancestral patterns, we remove them for our children and our grandchildren and our ancestors. And so that is definitely part of the work that we're going to be doing. We're looking at the patterns in wealth and abundance that we have inherited or that is maybe programmed into our DNA. We're also going to be looking at the imprints that we have received from our parents or the people around us who raised us, our money imprints. We're going to be doing past life programming, releasing past life programming that we have brought back with us. We're going to be then looking at our deep wounds, our trauma wounds of this current life around money. And there is a lot of wounds for some of us, right? And abundance. And these wounds might not even be directly related to money. They may be related to security, safety, things like that, but it comes out in money and lack and scarcity in our life. So we're going to be looking at each of those and clearing the path. This is what it's going to be each week. We're clearing the path a little bit more, and we are continuing to stay in that frequency of being a wealthy woman, that wealthy woman mindset, the wealthy woman frequency, the recognizing that we are already worthy. There's nothing we have to do. It is already within us. And no one can tell us that, okay, you're ready, you're worthy, right? This is something that uh, we decide within us, right? So you already have the codes within you of being a wealthy woman, and we're looking at what's blocking you from living it now. You're going to be in a focused group with women with all the same intention, right? Rising up to the highest frequency of feeling worthy of their dreams. This is a game changer. When you start to immerse yourself in the energy of a group where we're all working with the same kind of vision of rising up, clearing those glass ceilings, breaking through, dissolving the energies, the blocks that are keeping us from being there, that is powerful, right? You are going to shift things. Absolutely. In these 6 weeks, you're going to shift things in your life to create so much more abundance in your life in all ways. So it's not just about money, it is abundance in all ways. But money is a big part of it, right? So, call out the shadows, right? Access your creative flow, and you will be a new woman. There's so many women that are, like I said in the beginning, they are accessing their creative flow. They're like, okay, I'll try this. I've never done this before. And then, boom, they are creating these amazing, beautiful images because we are all getting new light codes. It is coming through so fast right now. It used to be that we would get some new light codes and then we'd have, 6 weeks to absorb it. And now these things are coming in like daily, daily. This, we are being called to rise up, to get rid of all of this junk in the trunk and begin to create from a new place, a new level. Get rid of the scarcity, get rid of the struggle, because that is what's going on over in Europe. Putin is feeling very strong levels of scarcity for Russia. Russia is dying economically, population, everything. And he has all these fears. And the only way he knows to gain control is to do it by force. But we know there is another way. And the more work we do on ourselves, the more it ripples out to the world and changes things in the world. This is how we help, is by being able to clear up and shine our light brighter. Okay. So definitely, fully guided channelings, meditations to receive those light codes to help you remove the blocks. There is quantum field energy work that will be happening and accessing, new levels for yourself. So, live Zooms, weekly live Zooms, journal prompts, painting, even things like this here. It's like, I don't know if you can see this. It is um, art journal prompts where we put our intentions in of being a wealthy woman. Okay, so, and that is happening. It's starting on Tuesday, March 8th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm super, super excited to gather with a strong, powerful group of women that are ready. And I mean, you're all strong and powerful. Okay, so don't think, oh, that's not me. I'm not strong enough. I'm not as powerful. You bring your light, and we are all focused on shining brighter. Doesn't matter where you are at. But you need to be ready. You need to be ready for this because it is going to create shifts in your life. And if you feel like, I'm not quite ready, I really don't want to spend the time on this right now, I feel like my plate's too full, then this is not the right time for you. Don't come and sign up at this time. But if you feel the call in your heart, if your heart is saying, oh my gosh, this feels like my next step, then come and join me. Trust, follow your heart, trust. It is 777 right now, and there are payment plans available. And I'm going to say that anyone that signs up today, you are going to get a beautiful candle from me, similar to this, where it is going to say on it, I am a wealthy woman. Mhm. And it's going to remind you, scents are strong. When we have a smell and we're burning the candle while we're doing the meditations, while we're doing our gathering, our live gatherings, that smell will always stay with you and bring you back to that resonance, that frequency of the wealthy woman. Okay. And that's why I want to do a candle this time. So if you have any questions, let me know. Um, I am going to pop the link into the comments for you. And I hope that today that you receive some information that's going to help you go to the next step, even if you don't join us in in the I Am a Wealthy Woman program. I hope that what I've given you today is some fresh new ideas and a really like, oh, hey, that's a new way of looking at it, a new perspective, and help you start to tap into that frequency of feeling worthy of your next level. Mm. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And I will let you go and enjoy your day. Reach out to me if you have any questions. You can also, for those of you, I don't know if this works in the US, but in Canada, you can e-transfer instead of using credit card or PayPal, but you just need to let me know so I can send you my e-transfer link. And have a beautiful weekend and step into knowing that you are already have the frequency of a wealthy woman within you. We're just going to uncover her. Okay. Mwah. Bye, you guys.